Hey everyone and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Insidious, The Red Door. Fun fact, this is star Patrick Wilson's directorial debut. This film came out in 2023 and stars Patrick Wilson, Ty Sheridan, and Sinclair Daniel and was directed by Patrick Wilson. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Insidious The Red Door takes place 9 years after the events of Insidious 2. Josh and Dalton have undergone hypnosis to forget all the demons and the further as well. Josh's mom and Dalton's grandmother has just died, which brings up a lot of emotions, which eventually leads to Dalton painting the red door, but struggling to remember exactly what it is. He starts taking trips to the further, but finds that this place is more dangerous than he thought. Dalton and Josh must figure out a way to close the red door once and for all. Insidious The Red Door is a horror film. It has similar vibes to The Haunting of Hill House, Insidious, or The Conjuring. Insidious is a horror franchise that made me realize that you don't need big budgets to make a good horror film. The film tries to close a chapter of the story that started in the first Insidious and continued in the second. It brings back familiar faces while also adding in some new ones. Insidious The Red Door focuses much more on Dalton and Josh's story and gives more insight on why these occurrences keep happening to their family. It was interesting to find out that Josh's dad had the same thing and thought that by killing himself he could stop it, but unfortunately that did not stop it. Because of this storyline focusing on them, we unfortunately get a lot less of Rose Byrne's character, who I loved in the other films, but I also understood that since they are not all in the same house anymore, that in order to focus on the main story, some of the other characters' screen time had to be cut. I love that whether big or small, they brought back characters from the other movies with the same actors. It was cool to see some of these people return and also see how they would tie all of this back to the older films. We even get to see some of the old demons make a return. I was happy to see a grown-up Dalton and seeing how his life has changed after dealing with him being in a coma and almost being possessed. It was interesting to see his art and how this led to old memories being dug up. In the past, he always had his parents there to help him, so it was interesting to see him at college and not have them be physically close to him. He makes a new friend in Chris, who I loved, and she really helped him get through this ordeal, even if she almost got strangled to death by that little red demon. In the end, I was glad that he realizes that they don't actually need to forget what happened, but they actually need to remember what happened so it doesn't happen again. My favorite part of this movie was the scares. I always thought that the original Insidious had some good jump scares, and they paired it with this creepy music, and it was just so unsettling. This film decided to forego the creepy music and have these scenes that would just be very quiet, and then boom, something would happen. There were some scenes where you could see a blurry figure slowly creeping in, but that didn't stop it from being any less scary. Insidious The Red Door seems to wrap up the Lambert story. I feel like the film keeps it open for the universe to potentially grow bigger, but I think this is the end of this family's story. I enjoyed the story and I think it offered up some good scares. If you haven't seen Insidious, then I suggest you check it out. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. You should subscribe. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.